Hello and welcome back to more Okami, but in HD, as mentioned. It just became night. I've been idling a lot, so just, again, pretty much anytime I play a game, ignore the playtime. But it's convenient that it just became night. You can of course make it day, if you so desire, but I want to go ahead and show you what happens at night. Generally speaking, you don't necessarily want to be out here at night, but for the most part it doesn't really matter. Assuming it's even still night by the time this dialogue is over, but who knows? I need to up the volume. It's quiet. This here is Shinshu Field. The most beautiful field in all of Nippon. You probably hear that coughing in the background. If you can hear it, I don't know. I imagine you can. It's coughing. We better watch where we're going. You can look at the map by holding down L2. That's how you have to voice act that bit, by the way. Anyway, here is the outside world. There are these scrolls. At night, there are more of these scrolls. That's about it. If I recall correctly, they will chase you. We'll also get interrupted, apparently. The first guardian sapling. My god. It looks like it could fall over at any moment. I don't know, the trunk looks pretty sturdy. We cannot, I think, at all traverse the cursed areas. Only the uncursed areas. Well, I mean, they're still, you know, not good, but they don't look horrific. That tree is an offshoot. It protects nature. But how the heck could we do that anyway? That's a good question. It requires a brush power that we don't have. Anyway, these are random encounters. I believe they will, chase you if you get too close. But for the most part, you will of course want to do random encounters. Not necessarily all the time, but as you can see, you can get random encounters done pretty fast. Try and pick up the yen so I don't miss it. Unfortunately in this game, the yen does not automatically attract to you, which is rather bothersome, but anyway. We won't be doing this all the time where I run over and do random encounters like this, just for now. Mostly because they're quick and the early game yen is very useful. You know, 400 yen a fight's not much, but in the early game it does add up. Anyway, as mentioned, we can't go over here. Bad things will happen. It looked like your regular old cursed zone from back there, but the evil here is far worse. So if you stay there, it will eventually kill you. I think you can't use your brush here as well. Yeah, so you can't brush, as you can see, at all here. Drains your ink, it drains your HP. It will eventually kill you. Don't hang out there. To Hannah Valley. That's our actual destination, by the way. That's actually where we learn Bloom, I believe. Anyway, hey. Can't talk to you because you're in the cursed zone. The only way to help them is to rid this cursed zone of evil. Indeed. Which if we go over here, we can't do anything. I bet the natural beauty would return if you revived it. Make a withered tree bloom. I already know it, it's just a circle, like that. Sometimes it's a little picky with it, but that is what it is. There's also sometimes stuff underneath the rocks, but not every rock. And I think we actually get an upgrade to cut additional rocks. Hey, I got a cabbage apparently. Neato. Let's fight some more stuff, why not? Hey, well this will be an easy fight. Excuse me. There we go. Give me your stuff. Thanks, bud. The actual yen from the enemies is much, much less than the yen that you get at the end of fights, generally. So you want to try and get that bonus multiplier, etc. I think I've mentioned that enough times by now, but... Hey, it's me. Hey, it's you. What just happened? A huge gust of wind blew up. Don't know what happened next, but when I came to, it was like this. We know who that figure was. Well, you know, I know who the figure was. I don't know if the game has told us yet, but... It's the entrance to a place called Hannah Valley. There's a trippy crystal ball that makes plants grow. That's of course what we desire. Well, now you guys can probably figure out who was running away from the shrine. It's bad karma, man. You could be attacked if you went in. Bark. Bark, 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 bark. Bark, 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 bark. Can I eat the food out of your pot? No, it won't let me. That's okay. So as mentioned, this horribly polluted water leads to Hannah Valley, which is our destination because we require something that makes plants grow. Paw prints. That's what makes plants grow. In case you were curious. Obviously this place looks horrific, because why wouldn't it? We're not going to save there, because we just started recording, and that's generally how I save when I'm recording. But once we finish this area, it'll be beautiful. Increase godhood level by 1. Hooray. There's not much we can do here right now except fight monsters. Because there are no animals or anything like that. Hey, it's me. Excuse me. I waited a little too long there for that. That's okay. Generally you want to get rid of these dudes with the banjos first because they have a ranged attack, as you might have noticed. Excuse me. The other dudes don't really do anything. I think he's setting himself on fire repeatedly, so it doesn't really matter that he exists. Hey. It's you. You're dead. I've played a fair amount of this game. If it's your first time playing it, you might not be as good at combat. Or you may be better than me, who knows? Well, that don't seem right now, does it? Guess the curse on the gods of these lands must be really strong. So that was your hint that in these particular areas, which are essentially dungeons, they will stay cursed until you complete them, is essentially what that's telling you. Hey, feedbag fish. Probably means there's something in this area that consumes fish. Also, these trees are a nuisance. The cursed trees over here. I think you just cut them down like a normal tree, but better be careful, Amy. You may also need to chuck this back at it. I can't remember. Ah, that's what it is. Hit the tree's fruit right back at it? Haha! So, it just gets stunned. You don't actually kill it. In fact, you don't actually need to do that. It's technically a waste of time. You gain nothing from it. Can you kill the trees? I don't think you can. Let's go check. We may as well. I'm pretty sure these turn into normal trees that you then have to bloom later. Hey. Ah, you can cut them. Do I get anything for it? No. There's really no reason for me to do that then. Goodbye, friend! Areas like this, we can also use bloom on. We will get creatures that actually spawn in little areas like this, which is pretty good. Plus, I think we get just a straight up... what was that? Oh, doesn't really tell me anything. We'll clean it up soon, don't you worry, you little butt. was that? That was more Astral Pouch stuff. We get a straight up favor gain from doing that as well, I'm pretty sure. Anyway, this looks fairly ominous, doesn't it? And our friend Susano over there. How's it going? Is that his name? I actually forgot already. Here's our second new enemy. Well, third, I suppose, if we count the basic ones. I believe you slash him when he pops out of the ground, and that will stun him for a period. I can't quite remember exactly, but I think that's how that works. So we'll just run around till he pops out of the ground. Oh, we have to hit him in the back, don't we? Yeah. Hit him in the back, that stuns him, and we get a good slash on him, and that kills him. The combat in this game is pretty good. It's actually pretty complex combat, too. So when you get to late game and there's a bunch of different enemies, you get a lot of different things that you have to remember how to do in the order and stuff like that during combat. It's pretty neat. I wish I could get comfortable in my chair, but I don't have a proper setup, so I'm basically just winging it. I need a good I need a good mic arm that like clips, or not clips, but clamps onto the desk. That way I can actually like get myself situated here in some reasonable manner, but currently having some difficulties with it. I have a cheapo boom mic stand, the tripod boom mic. It can't hold the mic's too heavy, so it droops. And the tripod legs are always in the way. It's a thing. Anyway. Did you say hide? Now scoot! Be off with ya. How about no? Check out that wall painting. There's something missing from the painting. It's fairly obvious. In the right, there's a big glowy spot and it's shining down on something, but there's not actually a sun drawn up here. So we will draw our own sun. Easy as that. Which will of course solve the puzzle and open up this little area that he's been messing with for a while. Via violent explosions. What in heaven's name? Now I can go hide. Ha 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 ha. We know your true motive, man. Can't hide it from us. Anyway. Let us make our way this way. There's no reason to be over here anymore. Hey look, it's our second time that you have to wall jump in the game. You don't actually use that much until later, curiously. That is one of the saplings that is marked on the map for us. Now you might notice it's a bit small. That's because it can't grow here. And the reason it can't grow here is because there's no sun up there. Well, it's also, you know, demonic and stuff, but I can smell a faint scent. That wall painting had a huge, magnificent tree in it. It also had a sun shining on that thing. That's your hint for this puzzle. It's not much of a puzzle, but you might notice we're missing part of this. We're missing this. The orb. Because we have to go get the orb, I'm pretty sure. Which should be over here. It's also a save point, which we're not going to use. Even though you probably should if this is your first time. That's a bear, by the way. You foul beast! Slow camera pan. Hey. It's also asleep, by the way. As you do, I suppose. My private training ground. Oh man, Susano style, Susano. Gasp. We have to do this a lot, by the way. I don't know if I mentioned that before, but probably mention it again. It's a recurring theme. In fact, I believe we have to do something similar for the final battle. Smack. That'd be my response if I was hit by a sword to wake up to. Also, immediately go back to sleep. Identical response. You foolish beast. Anyway, the orb is what we desire. Hey. Cough. Rest in peace. There are other monsters I must deal with. Indeed. Let sleeping bears lie, as they say. They don't say that, but you know. Anyway, here's the orb. Unfortunately, it is much too large for us to carry, so we must push it. Thankfully, pushing it is super easy. It slightly magnets to the front of you a bit easily. Whoa. And that area's got a little curved wall, so you can get it through there pretty quick. Getting it up here sometimes can be a bit wonky. Mostly getting it off of this wall. Alright, dude. Get off the wall. Please. There we go. Oh, god damn it. See what I mean? Sometimes a little weird to get in here. There we go. Now that we have our orb, all we're missing is the light to shine through it. And there's your hint once again. It'll stop doing this soon. I mean, there will be hints, but, you know, the game won't repeatedly show it to you. Oops, we gotta go over here. Excuse me. God damn it. Actually, we can go here, can't we? Yeah. Either here or the other way, I think works. But we need a sun. You will need to draw the sun even if it is daytime when you enter this area. There you go. We have grown our first sapling of the game. Was this a guardian sapling? We're still missing bloom, but we're about to get it anyway. It's another constellation. Gasp. We just drew the sun. Ignore that part, but hey, here's a constellation. What is this one missing? Ah, it's missing 2. There you go. If the line ever bends, it means there is one that goes there. Also, welcome to this creature. Hey. Origin of all that is good and mother to us all. I would like to point out that Amaterasu is actually quite large for a wolf. The triumvirate of flora gods known as the Hamagami. One of them grows trees out of nothing. This one grows things out of things that exist, and the other one I think is the tether vine thing that allows you to pull up on things, or pull down on things, I guess. I believe those are the 3. Hey, maybe it'll make the withered guardian saplings blossom too. Indeed it will. Again, sometimes it's very picky unless that's been fixed in this version of the game. So expect me to at some point fail that multiple times in a row. So now you get to see this place in its full beauty, rather than this murky brown that everything was. Wow, look at how everything grew back. Indeed. Guardian Sapling has lifted the evil curse. We might be up against more than we bargained for. Hey, what about that withered guardian outside? Indeed. I also just got a Discord ding. At least I should have. Is it actually dinging? Yeah, it is. I bet you could revive it like you did this one. Indeed. And that is how we actually continue the story. So now we get to see the full beauty of this place. It is a very lovely area. This game in general is very lovely looking. Well, when you get everything back anyway. When it's cursed, you know, it's a bit bad. There are still random encounters, by the way. Not really random in this place, but... Let's get these two killed first, while that guy's messing around underground. Hey. Hey. I got hit by that, didn't I? Oh no, I didn't. This is gonna cost me time, unfortunately. Oh, you know what I actually need to do? Hold on. Nope, I was fast enough. If you're not fast enough, he will not get confused and allow you to get behind him. But I think there's a brush technique, maybe slash, that you can use on them. I still got perfect. That'll just stun them on the spot. So we should have the food that these animals prefer. They probably prefer herbs, right? Or no, hold on, what are these? Would these be herbs? I'm not actually sure. Oh, that was the wrong button. No, definitely not seeds. Nope, it's meat. No, it's not meat. It's not fish. It's seeds. What? I would have thought herbs. It was incorrect. That's okay. Took your sweet time there. Get some more favor of the gods. That's beautiful. Anyway. We'll have little encounters as we make our way through, but also... maybe you could hit its fruit right back at it. Indeed. Now we actually have to do this. Because now once they're stunned, we can bloom them. Which we couldn't do before because we didn't have it, which gives us a whole bunch of fruit. It's been watching over us for ages, indeed. This is going to tell us about using bloom on little patches like this as well. You can use the power of bloom to fill it in. I can't remember if I need to do that or if I need slightly more. You don't actually need a circle, I know that much. But I think you just need enough growth within the area. Green sprout tips. We're not going to read that, Clat. It's an ancient record of a pilgrimage across the land. Should I read it actually? I don't know. Maybe I'll read some of that stuff later in a separate video or something. I don't really need it, and you guys are just watching me play, so... hey. Throw your fruit at me, heathen. Ow, don't hit me with your fruit, throw your fruit. Thanks. Bloom. A peach. They do seem to have potentially made it much easier, or I was a special person. They do seem to have potentially made it much easier to use bloom. I could have just been having issues because of the emulator or something, I have no idea. But either way, it's definitely going much better now. We will of course want to bloom these trees as well. told you it's good to have ink pouches early. More ink pouches you get, the more stuff like that you can do without risking running out. Once you run out, as you can see. I'll run myself dry again in a second here, so you guys can see it. Can I do 2? I don't know if I could do 2. No, it breaks it. Okay. So once you run out, you go back to a normal wolf. Just a white wolf. You can't use anything involving ink until it gets back to a certain level. So you definitely don't want to run dry like that, because it's very risky. Anyway, hey, it's me again. Ambushed the dickens at, hey, that's not fair. I stunned him and he did the blocky thing. But he didn't do the deathy thing. Here we go. Hey. Sloppy, but that'll work. Got a bunch of yen to spend as well. At this point, I'm probably not going to buy more food. We did take damage, apparently. Probably not going to buy more food, but we are going to continue saving up money because there's a training thing that I believe will unlock soon, which costs yen and gives you upgrades to your abilities and skills and stuff like that. So, what are you? You're monkeys. What do monkeys eat? Meat? Okay. Monkey, 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 monkey. Good old monkeys. And they're eating. Footprint. Paw print. Whatever. Gotta bloom all these trees too before I wander off. It may seem a bit tedious, and I suppose it can be a bit tedious. It's kind of nice to see everything grown up though. Or blooming and stuff like that. Plus you get fruit out of it. I missed that. Probably gonna disappear here. You can bloom multiple things at a time. We're out of ink. That's okay. We're not in danger of extraneous combat, so running out of ink's not a problem. If you line up things like this, you can bloom 2 trees at a time. If you draw the circle big enough, idiot. But it's not a huge deal. I suppose it saves some time, but not a big thing. Excuse me, I'm drowning. Let me out. So there we go. We have bloomed all of the trees in the area. Now we have to go back there and pick up our loot. Once we finish exploring, anyway. You obtain digging tips. We don't need this. It's telling us about these glowing spots. If we dig on them, it creates a flower, which we can then bloom. Well, a clover, not a flower. And that just gives us additional praise. Nothing to do there. I think that's it. Alright, so let's make our way back. Get our loot. Hey monkeys, bye monkeys. At this point in the game, I'm probably mostly going to stop hitting jars and stuff. Look how beautiful the places are when they're all grown. It's gorgeous. Gorgeous. Alright, what's my loot? You obtain a sun fragment. That will give us additional health for free. Hey, it's me. Right. So we're actually done with this area. Entirely now. We have all of the loot, all of the praise that we can possibly get out of this area. Which, remember, praise is XP, so doing stuff like growing these trees allows you to level up, which makes you stronger, which makes the rest of the game easier. You don't necessarily have to do all of them. You get a reward for doing all of it, but it's not necessary. Oh hey, there's another diggy spot over here. Diggy diggy hole. 5 more praise. Go ahead and spend some of this, I guess. Probably more ink and solar energy. Astral Pouch isn't huge, and in fact you're not expected to upgrade that until way later. We don't need the purse. So let's do ink and then health, I guess. We don't really need the health for a long time, but that's, excuse me, that's okay. I'll go ahead and save, and we're gonna end, excuse me again, end the video here where I keep burping. Hooray! I didn't save, did I? No. Did it save that time? I believe it did. Let's find out. It didn't. Save here. Do you wish to save? Yes. There we go. Help me. Buttons are hard, apparently. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time where we wander out in the field and bloom that guardian sapling out there, which allows us to explore, I believe, the entirety of the field out there. So that opens up quite a lot of stuff for us. But anyway, Dick's now playing Rocket League. Look at this beautiful area. Thanks for watching. See you guys next time.